and I'm gonna drag Guardia into I'm gonna check Guardia into the live stream. How's it going,
Hi
brother?
there. Hi, Templar. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too. How you doing?
Okay, a bit sleepy. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. You know, doing your own thing.
Yeah, I understand. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I heard that you reached out and you wanted to you wanted to have a conversation. I think that's great.
yeah, just to ask you some nice questions that might interest the crowd, and maybe I learn something from the experience as well.
Sure. So,
Uh,
what was the first thing that you wanted to talk about? Well, what's the first thing that
hmm,
you wanted to cover?
okay. Well, I have a list of questions, but I'll just start with religion more so. Let's see how to phrase this. Do you believe that spiritual war is currently happening in our world? And what are the signs of this beginning? Just in
I,
your own words.
oh, absolutely. I absolutely do believe we are in a spiritual battle, and you can see the effects of that in real time. The people that have abandoned God, the people that are not children of God, the people that are children of the devil, we can see the way that they move in the world. We can see the words that ooze out of their mouth. It's so evident and obvious that we are in a spiritual battle between good and evil.
Oh, yeah, I completely can see that. Just it's good to at least elaborate the way other people can understand where you and I can see in a basic understanding, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one to follow it up, has there been a drastic increase in various religions transitioning into different factions? You know, the way there's good and bad in each religion, as you can see, in the case
Right.
of Christianity and so on and so on.
Has there been a fracturing of religions? You mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Um, I don't. I think there has been in the past. I don't know if that's currently what's happening right now.
Okay, think of it like this. You know the way you have cults, like
Mm-hmm.
just say Freemasons as an example, or other. You know the way you have these new little trendy groups, just say Antifa as an example. That's a newer kind of group
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of practicing its own weird religion or beliefs, I guess you could say.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, just to give an idea, like another
I
example.
see what you're
And
saying.
then,
You're talking about. Yeah, you're talking about different denominations and stuff like that, right?
yeah, I suppose with the Palestine group and then with the LGBT, well, not sure where that fits in that category, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, sure. No, I do absolutely think that there has been an emergence of a lot of different types of groups like that. And it's not just limited to politics, by the way. It's also infected the church.
Yes, I've seen that.
From a Christian perspective, it has absolutely affected the church, where you have LGBTQ pastors, female pastors, and it is very evident, very
Ooh,
evident that there are forces at work that are trying to undermine the church, big time.
absolutely. What do you think of the new Pope Leo?
I'm not a fan of the new pope. I think he's a woke pope. I'm just he's
Yeah,
not the pope we need right now. The pope we need right now is one that is going to help try to um, give us moral clarity on what's going on. And the moral clarity is not we need to embrace Islam, we need to tear down the borders, we need to allow people to come in and continue to grape and sexually assault and abuse the people here because of past injustices. No, I think that the
Yes,
Pope is absolutely wrong in his approach here. I think we need Pope like Cardinal Sarah, who was
yeah,
the Pope that people were looking at before. I think that we need a Pope that's more traditional, more fire and
absolutely.
brimstone, more solid conservative.
Do you want to hear something that I just heard recently from another video from another religious channel called God's Rule? Um, Now it's only a rumor, but a few priests and pastors have gotten together somewhere in America about. You probably heard about the UFO disclosure thing that's going on right now, right?
Sure.
Yeah, apparently they're trying to break the ice to their followers and people in their own church, but I don't know if it's going to be said to Pope Leo or if it's just going to be swept under the rug. Just something to be aware of, I guess, Templar.
Yeah, no, I understand. There are going to be people that try to use this, and I already, I made a joke like I can't wait to see how many people come out with new religions that Jesus was like an alien from, from like
Absolutely.
he was an alien from Vulcan. No, yeah, I understand,
Oof.
and people should be absolutely cautious and careful about that.
Absolutely. Jeez, you can only imagine how many people's worlds are being shaken right now from the costs of the tax and all the prices and such. It's really breaking people's spirits in a sense. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hundred
Yeah.
percent.
Oh, here's the next question when you're ready.
Sure.
Do you have an idea who's leading this charge against the forces of evil in the real world, in your own opinion?
Who is
You
leading
know, I
who's leading
um
the forces? Who's leading the forces? I think
yeah,
right now there is not one unified leader, but I do think there are a lot of people who have stepped up in a lot of ways. I think that
true.
some people may think this is corny. I think that Donald Trump is one of those people. I think Donald Trump
It,
makes a bunch of mistakes because he's human.
absolutely.
We all
Yeah,
make
sure.
mistakes, but I think that Donald Trump, while he does make mistakes, he is pushing us towards something better. Um, Talking about Jesus, talking about God, and of course he doesn't get everything right because he's not an extremely religious person.
Mm-hmm.
But you compare that to like Joe Biden, and
Uh,
there are people that have emerged in the content creator space that are unshaking in their faith for Jesus Christ, and I
yeah,
appreciate that. And I've seen people that have
that's the way,
that have been pushing forward with that, and I appreciate that.
yeah, that's the way to really have it here. Yeah, Donald Trump is really trying. Like, he's only one man, as you said. He can only do so much, especially against all the crazy people and the elites trying to confuse everyone. Makes his job so much harder.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually doing a pretty good job, even with all the claims that are falsified against him. He's really sticking to his guns after everything he's been through.
Yeah, I
But
agree. I have some criticisms of Trump, but I think my only criticism of Trump is that he's
yeah,
too interested in optics, and
well, that's a different.
rather than
Oh,
just
sorry.
doing stuff, rather than doing it.
Well, yeah,
I want him to
he
do
is.
more. I want more deportations. I want more crackdown on the radical left. I don't know why Hasan Piker isn't in jail right now. It's crazy to me.
Do you
People that
want to
are
give him?
calling for violent revolution, people who are,
Mm-hmm.
celebrating and encouraging the death of Charlie Kirk. I don't know why these people aren't being rounded up, interrogated, and removed from society, which would be a benefit to all. There are things that Trump does that I think are good, but I wish he would do more. But in terms of the spiritual battle, it's a good question about who is leading the charge for what's good.
Yeah.
It's like if I look to somebody like who do I think is doing well? I always look back to Jesus. I don't look to a person, I guess. It may
Yeah,
seem
like
it may seem like a corny answer, but that's, if ever
true.
there's a question, I look towards the Bible. What Jesus said. What did Jesus say to do?
Yeah, like in fairness, from what I've seen, like you probably know of Alex Jones recently. His whole platform got took down, and he was a big influence in a spiritual sense because he was making people aware of the situation of what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And then our smaller content creators, content creators like yourself that are doing your own best in your own little ways to get people aware of the situation, but clearly it's not enough. Like they need a sign, like a big sign said, "Hey, I'm here. Look, this is what's happening."
Yeah. Well, we can each do, we can each do only what, only what we can. Yeah, my channel is relatively small. But I reach the people that I can reach with my message, and I know that there are a lot of people that are doing that as well. But in terms of a great unifier, yeah, I think that's very limited. I do like Alex Jones. He is incredibly funny.
Yeah.
He's incredibly funny.
That's for sure. You ready for the next question?
Sure.
What is your role in this conflicting spiritual world, do you think?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Sorry. What is your role in this conflicting spiritual war right now?
What is my role? I would like to bring as many people to Jesus Christ as I can. And I think that the way that you do that is by being in this space, being as outspokenly in favor of Jesus as possible, because there has been a relentless campaign for years to try to create an atheist internet and an atheist secular society. And it has failed in the ways that we knew it would fail and cause damage the way that we knew it would cause damage. But I think what we need now, more than anything is we need to return to people being unapologetically Christian. People being unapologetic about praising Jesus and talking about their faith. I think that's what we need now more than ever.
100%.
That's my opinion. That's my take.
Ah, yeah. What did you think of the PAL when they took back their city, actually, not long ago? That was inspiring. Remember Nepal, like how they managed to take back their city from the government?
Nepal?
Yeah.
I don't think I covered that story.
What? You missed the whole thing. Nux covered it. I'm very surprised how it went under your radar.
Oh,
it's actually something you'd like to watch. You'll actually really love it.
Interesting. Well, I may have to do a reaction to that.
Yeah, no.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Nux is Jewish. He gets all the up to date communiques from the the people that control the weather and the lasers, and
yeah, but no, funny enough, a British man covered it. He was on his holidays over there. That's how Nux found out about it. Everyone else found, just to let you know.
Interesting. I may have to cover that.
Yeah. Do you remember the man named Bloodrungs that works with Nux at times?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. He's from Nepal. That's how Nux knew about it.
Interesting. Oh, so he is from Nepal. That's how Nux knew. Interesting. Well,
yeah,
like I said, Nux has his Jewish connections. I don't.
Yeah, but no, just to let you know, Templar. Okay, you want to hear some interesting questions I'm going to throw at you now. That'll be funny.
Go ahead.
You know the way you like talk about Moist Critical?
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys. Moist Critical here.
Yeah. Do you reckon he's become a loss in his sense of direction as a content creator?
Do I think that Moist Critical is lost in his? Yeah, I absolutely. I think that Moist Critical. I think honestly, I think that debate with. Um, I think that there's before the debate with Sneeko, and there's after
Oh,
the debate
God.
with Sneeko. Because before the debate with Sneeko, people were treating Moist Critical like he was the boogeyman. I'm sure you've seen like the Meat Canyon videos where, oh
Oh,
man, you
yeah.
better be careful. Moist Critical is going to come for you. And then that debate absolutely just obliterated him. And it revealed that he is, I mean, just pathetic. And he gets his talking points from Reddit or Blue Sky or whatever the most, what he thinks is the most, uniform, convenient way. And it basically blew the wind out of a sail.
Can I say something interesting there?
Sure.
On my opinion of Moist Critical. Now, since I'm from Ireland, I won't really know much about him. But the first time I seen him was like, this guy talks like a fucking idiot. And he sounds like, oh yeah, I'm so great. Hear me talk. Oh yeah, I know what's going on here. Let's look at this page. Sorry, that's how I see him. He actually, how do people like that? Maybe for the video games or for other things, but good lord.
I think that, and it's not just Moist Critical. It's Tim Pool. It's the Quartering. It's a lot of people. There are personality types that end up because they have that in with the internet. They're interested in technology or some such thing. They're able to get in, and there's something about when you become successful online.
True.
And we've seen this with Tim Pool, we've seen this with the Quartering, Moist Critical, a lot of people, DSP, where they get money and people pay attention to them. And eventually their humility, their perception of reality, it gets annihilated. And then they become isolated in the bid to create more content. They become, obsessed with the algorithm and numbers. And I think that in a lot of ways they become audience captured. And in the case of Moist Critical, he is an extremely egotistical person. Refusing to admit when he's wrong, not really doing well with feedback. Somebody from his audience, I reacted to it a couple weeks ago. Somebody from his audience said, hey man, I used to love you, but you become way too left wing. And he scoffed at, oh God, left wing. Yeah, Moist Critical has definitely become way further to the left, but he doesn't take that criticism well because his ego can't take it. He goes, I'm rich now. I have this huge channel. So therefore I don't have to listen to this. I'm above this. I'm above you. That's the philosophy and the mentality. And he's also a coward. Moist Critical, I saw him do a video on the Trump phone today. Did another video on the Trump phone. This makes like 7. Didn't talk about the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where a man with an anti-Trump manifesto ran past Secret Service in a bid to kill Donald Trump. Didn't cover that, didn't have the balls to cover it because he's a coward and his audience captured.
What I find funny actually is, the way you've seen Meat Canyon's videos.
Mm-hmm.
You know the man Papa Meat, like the guy behind it.
Yeah.
He has talked to Moist Critical before, and I'm more surprised how he hasn't given out to him. Like, he's more vocal about certain things. Like, of course, he'll hold his tongue, like, he's his friend and such, but it really makes me wonder, like, how people don't tell each other to cop on, like, when they're like, you're saying something stupid. What are you doing?
I think in the content creator space, there are people that live in fear and then they live in opportunity. So when it comes to content creators that are bigger than them, they don't want to really tell that person the truth because they're afraid of alienating that potential business interaction. I think there's an element of fear, and there's also an element of I want to do whatever I can to make you like me, because you might then shout me out, and that'll be good for business. That'll be good for my brand. In the content creator space, there's a lot of phony people.
There is. I've seen them.
There is a lot of phony people.
Yeah, like since I've always lived out in the countryside and I've never really interacted with all these famous people, I won't really understand like why their ego gets to flow. I've seen the business pyramid, and that's probably where they're getting their reference from in terms of content creators. Mm-hmm. Sorry, can you actually understand my voice the way I'm speaking to you, Templar? My apologies. Yeah, it's just I wasn't too sure if I was speaking fast because I was trying to control my speed because, you know, Irish people can talk very fast at times.
No, you're doing great.
All right. You know, just making sure you and your audience can hear.
Listen. If it makes you feel any better, I think that anyone can be a content creator. I mean, if you're self-conscious about your voice, you should rest assured that you can make it, because if XQC can make it, anyone can make it. That guy is as inarticulate and just damn right illegible as any human being I've ever seen. So if you're worried about your voice, I wouldn't. You're doing great. And just know that if XQC can do it, you can do it.
Oh, thanks. You know, like I've been streaming a long time. Like I've been doing it since 2016. Actually, same time Nux took off. But I just do a little hobby of games, so I won't really give a shite. I just do it for my own benefit, just to see how I do in a game and let other people know. That was all I ever thought about.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Get back to topic.
No, that's great.
Oh yeah. So you kind of answered the question I was going to follow up on Moist Critical. He's become lost in a sense of direction due to fear, ridicule from his followers and supporters. I mean, like, why will he not call out Hasan Pikers and other bad actors and influencers? Like, you have a good idea and I have a good idea, but just no harm in raising the question. What do you actually think is causing him? Do you think Hasan Pikers has a gun to his head because, like, he's rich as well as knows a lot of dangerous people, or what?
No, I think it's as simple as self-preservation. When I said that Moist Critical is a coward, I meant it. Moist Critical is not afraid of Hasan in any sort of real, like, physical way. He's not like, I'm intimidated by Hasan, even though Moist Critical is like 4'2". He's not physically intimidated by Hasan. What he is afraid of, and what Moist Critical does everything he can to cultivate, is his perception, how people see him. And that is very important. What he does not want, and what Moist Critical could not ever handle because of his ego being as fragile as it is, he could not handle Hasan's audience, which are a bunch of terrorist-supporting, mentally ill, communist, far-left, doxing, subhuman, homunculus scumbags coming after him in any sort of real way. So I think that the furthest that Moist Critical was able to go was criticizing Hasan for shocking his dog, but he did it in, he did it in a very, firm way, but it wasn't, he didn't really go too far. And
he pushed the ball around there.
Yeah, Hasan's reaction to that, his reaction to that was, I'm going to reach out to Moist Critical. And then afterwards, Moist Critical kind of changed his tune a little bit. Didn't really talk about it again. Didn't really, so I do think there is an intimidation there, but it's not physical. It's just, Moist Critical doesn't have the testicular fortitude to actually go against people that are, that are his size or bigger, and and have like a similar worldview to him.
Jeez, if he only, the way he actually said he bought himself a farm, so he's gonna learn to farm animals. Mm-hmm. Like if he did that from a young age, he'd actually have a different worldview and have more gusto and confidence to talk to idiots like Hasan without a care in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What are you gonna
okay.
do?
So here's the next question you might like. Hasan Piker and his orbiters. Do you imagine any of them turning over a new leaf in regards to what happened with Eaton Klein there, taking a go at his lovely audience?
Do I think that Hassan's orbiters are going to turn over a new leaf?
Yeah.
I think of any of them. I think that Denham's is the one who is the opportunist. I think Denham's. She won't turn over a new leaf. It's not. I don't think any of them will. But in terms of grifting, in terms of doing what you have to do in order to try to extract money from viewers, I think Denham's, because Denham's has demonstrated that she's willing to sell her butthole on the internet for like a couple dollars a month. So she's an OnlyFans whore. And once you've demonstrated that you're willing to do that, I imagine if push came to shove, she would pretend to be right wing for a little bit to get money or attention. But Frogan, Mike from PA, nah. Casey Tron, nah. I don't think so.
Funny enough, I know it sounds silly. Out of all of them, I actually think Frogan might have a bit of a chance. Because the way she's getting so desperate now, as you've seen with her current view rate and desperation, it's a possibility. Probably 10%, but
I don't think Frogan is going to go right wing because, I mean, you have the first thing that she's Muslim, so that's. I mean, and the comments that she said about 9/11.
I seen them comments. I understand what you're gonna say.
Yeah, the comments that she's made about 9/11. I think for her to have any sort of come to Jesus moment, it would have to be a drastic change. And I just can't see it.
Okay. Sorry, I know that was a lost cause, but no harm in asking.
Yeah, no harm in asking.
Yeah. Now here's the next thing. Mr. Beast. Jimmy, you know about him, right?
Yeah.
He is a Christian, but I just don't think he as Christian as he was. He's more business material, just trying to get attention more so. Do you think Jimmy has lost sight of his original goals as a Christian, or lost his ways due to fame, wealth, and influence?
Oh yeah, I think sadly, I think that's obvious, based on his affirmation and defense of his friend, Chris Tyson. Any person that was actually Christian would not ever affirm a trans friend. They try to get them help, but to finance somebody leaving their family, leaving their kid, leaving their wife, I sadly, I actually am very sad to hear that. I think that money and attention and fame, I think that it is a hell of a drug, the likes of which, thankfully, most people are not going to ever have to experience. You know, they have their own vices, but I think the allure of that, the power of that is significant. It can tempt so many people. And what I would hope for Mr. Beast is I would hope that at some point he would recognize that and he would come back to Christ and he would proclaim it. But I don't think in his current thing, the people that he surrounds himself with or his handlers, I don't think they would allow him to do that. I just don't.
You want to hear something interesting I found out recently? You know the way you've heard about these data centers and how a lot of elites and rich people have been funding them to fund their so-called project of making job-free revenue for everyone. You've heard, right? Now, in the case of the data centers, the banks are at their limit as well as the elites because they're running out of money. There's going to be a bubble, but not right now, but soon, I imagine. But what I'm getting at here is with Mr. Beast, I seen a video where he claimed he was actually getting loans from the bank. And you know, when you get a loan from a bank, you must be stuck for money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can imagine he's getting desperate. Same with Logan Paul and other content creators that are now in the dumpster fire, as you can imagine.
Interesting. I don't think that they're hard up for money. I just think it's a case of it's never enough.
True.
I think that's the trap. I don't think Mr. Beast is going broke. I mean, he's got his deal with Amazon. He's doing the Mr. Beast show. I think both of them have more money than they'll ever be able to spend in a lifetime. But the problem is, it's never enough. It's never enough money. It's never enough stuff. Always more stuff. I always want more stuff, and that's the trap. That's the That's why the Bible warns you about that. It's the endless need for more.
Like an addiction, as you said.
Yeah.
That is true. Okay, here's a lovely question that you'll find more appealing to your senses. Taku, or Nuxanor, as people prefer to call him nowadays. I understand Nux states he has contributed in many ways in aiding, improving his peers and followers' morale, also being brave in the face of constant danger, threats, and more on the internet. Do you believe in his becoming of a content creator? He's become more infatuated with recent crises of the world. As such, he's lost portion of himself in finding ways to stop the bad influencers in this case.
So, do I think that Nux Taku in his coverage of real world events that he's lost a bit of what?
You know, the way like you lose your sanity when you get so in depth into one topic. Mm-hmm. In the case of just say money, it makes a person go mad. But in this case, his vendetta to right the wrongs of so many that have lost their lives in this case. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. No, I don't think so. I do think it's tough mentally to go through so much garbage. But what I would hope for Nux is that he has grounding factors in his real life that help keep him sane. And I'm sure that he has his mechanisms, because there is a lot of crazy stuff in the world. There is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people have been concerned with Nux, because he's working so hard to try and reach out to everyone to help make them realize what's going on. Mm-hmm. Like, he is only himself, just like Donald Trump. But he is actually reaching out to people. People are actually looking at him. Even through all the chaos, they actually are appealing to Nux, as you first came across him yourself. Sorry, it's just a lot to take in when you try process what they've gone through and try to understand what they are trying to go through right now to help the world.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. For Nux, I hope that one day in the future, I hope he comes to Jesus Christ. I hope he learns to accept the New Testament is also the divine revelation of the Word of God, and I hope that he accepts Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. That's what I hope for Nux.
Yeah,
I think that'd be better for him and his soul.
I say it will. Like, even though Nux is Jewish, but I'm pretty sure he understands nowadays norms like you and me. So I think he has adapted to the New Testament, but took the good parts and reflected on the Old Testament and just helped to make it better for him to try and get his own version of Judaism as well as the Christianity to work in unison to help people understand where he comes from.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I agree. Nux does his videos that he does on certain topics I think are important and they're needed because from my perspective, I remember when, in terms of content creators, there were very few people talking about these certain topics, which, by the way, is how the quartering became as popular as he was, that he was just one of the people that people could latch on to because he was saying the things that they agreed with. I'd rather have more variety of content creator saying something similar so that people have more choice, and who they choose to talk about it.
Yeah, no, funny enough, I don't know how the quartering came up on my feed there back a year ago. I was like, who is this person? He seems to be kind of like a strangler. He like coaxes you in with the bait. He's like, okay, I got him. Now I'll let them hear the good stuff. You want to gamble? You want to gamble some more? That's the impression I got off him when I first seen his first video.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I work with a lot. Working with animals teach you a thing or two about instincts and personalities behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying what I thought of them. I'm pretty good at judging characters after I listen to their voice or see their face.
Right.
Okay. The next one is for frustrated why he doesn't take action, which is very mysterious as to what kind of person he really is. He kind of keeps himself. So my question is, what do you think of Zach both as an influencer as well as a person?
What do I think of Asmongold as a person and as a content creator?
Yeah.
Well, I agree with a lot of what he says. We have, even though we come at it from different angles, we agree a lot. There are some things that we definitely vehemently disagree with. I disagree with him on Christianity and religion. I mean, Zach acknowledges that America was founded as a Christian nation, but I think that he doesn't understand that it's not just that we were founded that way. The further that we get away from that, the worse things are going to become. And it's not a maybe, it's inevitable. Because having a Christian ethic, well, if, these Karen judges, a lot of these people are, these are secular, white, Karen liberals that are, they're imposing their own morality rather than looking to a solid framework, which is, if you kill somebody or you do something like what happened with Irina Zarutska, if you do that, then you're never going to see the light of day again. You are going to be punished because we have a just and loving God, but we have a God of wrath and we have a God of justice.
Yes.
So when it comes to that, we have a disagreement. As a person, I mean, he pays his taxes. He doesn't really bother anyone. He follows the rules more or less. I hope that one day he comes to Christ. But I think in terms of content creators, he isn't out there doing drugs. He isn't out there filming himself in his car running red lights, going 100 miles an hour. I've never seen Zach pull out a gun on stream and handle it carelessly. No, everything that I've seen from Zach as a person, I think that him and I would probably get along fairly well.
Do you want me to give you my opinion on Asmongold?
Sure.
Seeing he's actually the same age as me, isn't he 31?
I think he's 35.
Oh, never mind. But anywho, yeah, from what I've seen of him, from his various videos, I can definitely relate to the man. He was quiet growing up. he really listened. Though the only thing is how he was brought up and raised. That had a lot of questions, like how he took on a political accent and how he speaks, as you can imagine. He keeps it very biased, but uses a political vibe to him, as you can understand.
Yeah, yeah, he keeps a political vibe because that's what he's chosen to cover these days.
Yeah,
You know?
and that's what. And sorry, I'm just going to elaborate.
Sure.
What I mean is there, like, that is unsettling for a normal person to hold. Like, I know he's just trying to do it just to keep off any radar of negativity, but it's just like it doesn't. Not saying I know him, it doesn't feel like him. It actually doesn't. It feels like he's trying to hide his true personality.
Like, can you give
Just
me an example?
you know the way someone's free spirited and wants to just go out and enjoy themselves.
Mm-hmm.
He strikes me as that sort of person, even though he doesn't have the physique for it. He strikes me as that sort of person.
Yeah.
Isn't he friends with Tectone, if I recall?
Mm-hmm.
Tectone actually reminds me of a good friend of mine, and the way Tectone acts, the kind of person that would sue him is a free-going spirit who doesn't mind talking without a political. So that's what makes me lead to believe Asmongold is actually hiding another personality that he doesn't want on stream. I can see that for certain by looking at him.
Huh. It's interesting. I've never really heard that perspective before.
Well, this is what you get talking to a country farmer out in the back arse of nowhere.
I think that Asmongold, you know, because everything is about Asmongold. He's the baldest, biggest #1 political streamer in the world. Way above Hasan Pikers. But I think that Asmongold is reacting to a lot of the things that he sees in the world, and he doesn't like it. And
that's true.
And there may have been a time where he felt that he could ignore it, and he didn't really have to talk about it because, you know, sort of just wasn't really that big of a deal. I also think, I think two things. I'll just explain very briefly. I think that Asmongold, I think you're correct. I think Asmongold was created. And what I mean by that, I don't mean like, you know, some Dr. Frankenstein had a lab and, you know, they put together a whole bunch of body parts and zapped him to life. What I mean is, I think Asmongold is a product that was born. It's like, you know in Ghostbusters, like the second one where they have that pink ooze that when you touch it, it make you negative.
Oh, well, Lord.
I think that Asmongold was born out of an ooze like that. And it's not an insult. It's a reflection. These SJWs in the gaming industry, they would sweat out this pink, disgusting goo, and it built up. And Asmongold, his current manifestation, is born of that. Of all of the shit that they tried to do. All of the lying, the gaslighting, the deception, the you're a virgin, you're a loser, you don't matter, you know, your opinion doesn't matter. We're gonna make games more feminine. We're gonna demasculinize everything. We're gonna make games into a feminist property. I think all of that shit over years is sort of like Asmongold was in the cocoon, and eventually he came out, and they hate him so much because he is a reflection of everything that they built and failed. They hate him because he was made big and popular because he would come out and say things that were contrary to what, you know, basically everything that they had set out. They created their own worst enemy. And I think that the politics is also born from these people not just limiting themselves to gaming, but also being involved in politics. So this guy, like the Terminator, is tracking them down where they are and basically putting a giant spotlight on them, and they don't like that. They don't like that at all. And so I support what he's doing. We don't agree 100%, but man, nobody can make them mad. These terrible people, nobody can make them mad quite like Asmongold, and I appreciate that.
Jeez, you can only imagine how many people can relate to your sentiment there, Templar. Like, I know many people that aren't streaming who voice similar concerns like Asmon in their own way, which would really piss off people's egos. Like, just for myself, growing up, I've had to deal with so many idiots. Like, even in Ireland, like, you get gobshites left, right, and centre. But, like, with the politics in Ireland, you could pretty see all the Irish citizens, they knew from day one, these are fucking idiots. How they even get up in there? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But here's the saying that you love. The crow always rose higher by eating the bullshit. Well, it goes something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I also think Asmongold's transformation is sort of like, you know, Asmongold came out stronger from the chrysalis. He came out stronger from, you know, from the initial cocoon. I also think them attacking him for his mom basically elevated his level, which is just evil. I mean, it is evil. Going after people's families, trying to use that because you can't win an argument, because you know that'll bother them. I think that's just vile. And I think them going after his mom and his dad, I think that also put him up to Super Roach 1 and Super Roach 2. You know, he ascended. I also think that's why he takes the approach that he does in the harsh way that he does.
To persevere to the end, huh?
Mm.
Okay, well, leave Asmongold. I don't want to make him feel more down than he already is inside. Not saying he'll hear it my voice.
Yeah.
Here's another one that you like. Leaflet. Can you tell me a bit about her? I've seen her here and there, but I don't really know much about this person. Like, she has potential from what I've seen, but what do you make of her?
I think Leaflet's what she's currently doing is she's found a way to use AI and music and stuff to try to go down a different path of reaching people. She's been doing these music videos, these AI music videos of taking on different characters and different topics. I've not really seen anything directly like that before, and it seems to be pretty effective. So I think that's great. I'm with you. I don't know much about Leaflet from before. I talked to her probably a couple months ago. I don't really know much about her before that, but everything that I've seen from her is somebody who claims to be a Christian, is still trying to figure it out. And I think that's great. The messages she puts out, I think, are good. And I know some people, they say, well, if you put out a good message, but you're not directly living that message, well, then you're a hypocrite and you're bad. I don't agree with that at all, because some people say, well, Leaflet's not married and she's not having kids. I look at that and I say, I would rather somebody who, you know, for whatever reason, that's not what they're doing. I'd rather them put out the message for other people. Like, for example, if somebody like Andrew Wilson smokes cigarettes, you know, he smokes cigarettes a lot. I wouldn't think that it's hypocritical for Andrew Wilson to tell people that they shouldn't smoke. Because he's like, you shouldn't smoke. Like, I do it, and I know it's wrong, and, you know, I should probably stop. But, you know, I'm going to tell kids they shouldn't smoke. I'm going to, you know, have that as a standard. I don't view that as hypocrisy. And I know that some people do, but I would rather the message be consistent, and some people fail because they're human. But that's the way that I view Leaflet. I think that the message she's putting out there is one that's good. And there is not going to be a perfect messenger ever. So if you guys are waiting for the perfect messenger, Jesus came, over 2,000 years ago. So no one's going to be the perfect messenger.
Yeah, Jesus laid out the message for everyone. Follow your own path and make your voice loud and follow the righteous way as he taught us.
Yep, you follow the word, and you accept that Jesus Christ is God and that there is no way to the Father but through him.
That's the way to do it. Okay, you ready for the next question, Templar?
Sure.
Okay. It's for Rev said Deesu.
Okay.
You like this one. What do you think of Red? Has he become more invested in his videos, similar to Nux Taku on a political sphere? But at the same time, he's become more isolated with people like yourself or Nux on how to view it. Do you understand that question?
Interesting. Yeah, so I don't know much about Rev Says Desu at all. I've reacted to a couple of his videos. I know that he converted to Christianity. I know that his wife is Christian. I know that he's defended lolicon stuff in the past, which I think is gross, and I think is wrong. I think that's now that I've come to understand the terms better, by watching other creators. Lolly is the art form, so like if there's like a small or character, like some of these VTubers, I have no problem with that. My issue is when the people defend the pornographizing.
I see. Yeah.
The pornographic attraction to those type of characters. That's where I say that's disgusting, and that's something that Rev Says Desu has defended in the past, and he has grown his channel off of that group. And what I would say to Rev is, I'd say you should change your avatar, and you should change your avatar and. Listen, that was a different point in your life, but we all recognize we don't want to live in a world where lolicon is normalized, where that sort of thing is accepted. Yes, you could talk about the slippery slope, but I think that right there is a fine line. No lolicon at all. I think that the lolicon pornographic content, you don't have to make it illegal. You can just societally make it objectionable and abhorrent. So the people don't want to do it.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you on the lolicon business.
But I'm glad he got married. I'm glad that he's looking forward to having a kid. And I wish him the best of luck and his wife the best of luck. I think that's great. And hopefully they get deeper in their relationship with Christ. And I would say, I know it's a brand at this point, but if I were Rev Says Desu, I'd change his character to a guy. Change it to a man. Abandon that part of your life and career and say, you know what, I am reborn through Jesus Christ. That would be my advice.
I say he might do it after August. I just got a feeling. But congratulations on the marriage for the both of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's someone new you probably may not have heard of before. He's a content creator. He's probably around the same as Smuggalana in terms of subscriptions. His name is Dark Waters. He's a pastor there from, where is it, Louisiana? Has that name ever rung a bell to you? Dark Waters.
Dark Waters? No, I've never heard of Dark Waters.
He's actually a very interesting person to actually listen to. You mightn't really know, but Alex Jones?
Yeah.
He's his pastor. Dark Waters is Alex Jones' pastor.
Alex Jones' pastor? I can only imagine such a person.
Yeah, like in fairness, even before Alex Jones, I came across him years ago. I was like, this guy, I actually like Dark Waters.
Interesting.
Just saying to you, you'll actually like him. He says, watch the waters. Like, he talks about Dogman, he talks about aliens, he talks about the corruption on a spiritual plane with, just say, who is manifested as lizard people as well as demons, and he goes into all the old tales and makes it sound so interesting. Might be some educational for you to pick up on as a Templar Knight, if it ever appeals to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Is there any questions you'd like to ask me now, as an individual you've never come across before?
Well, if I were to ask you a question, it would be about Ireland and the Irish people. I would want to know, like, when I talk to people, like you can talk about political beliefs. What I find more interesting is the way that people interact with the world day to day from where they're from. So, like Ireland, like if you were to describe, like, I'm not. It doesn't have to be for you personally, but like an Irish person, like what is it? What is a traditional Irish breakfast? Like somebody wakes up. What is a traditional Irish breakfast? And what is the drink of choice for that? Are we talking coffee? A special coffee, tea? Like what is? Give us a look into the life of somebody who's Irish.
Sure, since I've been Irish as well as all my relations and family as far back as we know, like we've lived here in Ireland before the freaking Brits came over. No, I'm not saying I know my ancestry, but I'm freaking ginger, I'm freaking brown, all colours, blue eyes, silver eyes, you won't know. But for breakfast, like, you could have an apple, a banana, you could have sausage, rashes, eggs, pudding, mushrooms, beans, like an Irish breakfast. Let's see, you could have cereal, you could have anything that's on the plate there, like that'll do. Like in the evenings, like for dinner, you ever had an Irish stew?
I probably have. I can't think of one that I've had off the top of my head.
Well, the best thing to get for that is beef stew there, and then get some carrots, dice them up with a ball of onion, maybe add in some small bits of vegetable packet soups, as well as water, of course, and a big cauldron or a saucepan for it to all marinate, and then cook it up with some bit of sauce, if you like. But that's how certain dinners are. Like, we use potatoes after the Spaniards brought them over from England.
How much do the Irish use potatoes, honestly?
Well, let's see. You have your potatoes, or your, what is it, chips you call them, or let's see. Like, in fairness, you probably use it 50% or higher on a daily basis.
Oh wow! So,
well, in fairness,
what do the Irish people in general prefer, coffee or tea?
Well, for me, anyway, I can't drink tea because I'll get hyperactive off both coffee and tea. So, like, it'd be more tea. Coffee's just become a more recent trend because people become so exhausted. Coffee's used as a supplement for energy, as you can imagine.
Interesting.
Yeah, but really, for a cup, I'd say a cup of tea would be the best way, or maybe even lemonade, or even a glass of milk.
Interesting. Interesting. I mean, it's very similar, but I know that different cultures around the world have different things, but they engage with them in different ways. I've always found that so fascinating.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's always been interesting to me the way that different cultures interact and have their own thing. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Like, travelers, for instance, in Ireland, like, they're persecuted, but at the same time, a lot of Irish people don't mind them, bar making sure they're not getting nicked in the night by Johnny over the next store there, you know? Because that happens very frequently in my area, so you had to watch out and tell them, you keep your hands off my goods.
Are you allowed to own guns in Ireland?
Well, yeah, you just gotta apply for a license. Since I'm a farmer, I'm allowed to, because I have livestock. So that's the excuse I use to make sure for pest control.
Oh yeah, but But the average citizen, are they allowed to own a gun?
I use to make sure as long as they're in a gun club, yeah, they can own a gun.
But the average citizen, are they allowed to own a gun?
But they just had to, you know, case instead of police, we have the Garda Síochána. They just do is they just go and make sure they take a good look at you. All right. Okay. What's your excuse? Why do you want a gun? It's like, I want to practice shooting targets just as a hobby. All right. That's okay. Now, do you have a criminal record? Like, no. With the beady eyes looking left and right. Just make sure you have a poker face. But other than that, like, with the beady eyes, you can do a deer license for hunting. Just make sure you have a poker face. After that, anyone can pretty much hold a gun. You can do but for an assault rifle, you need a special license for that one. Anyone can pretty much hold a gun.
So like an AR-15 or something, or like an M16. Interesting.
Yeah, any of the assault rifle ranges, you had to have a special one. Like you had to actually be part of a gun club for that.
So when you say assault rifle, because in America those aren't assault rifles. Like the AR aren't assault; they're semi-automatic rifles. Are they classified as assault rifles in Ireland, like an AR-15? They're semi-automatic rifles.
That would be something I have to look into. But generally, for you, the semi-automatic, automatic. Anything that can fire out rapid fires in a multiple amount of a magazine. If it can hold more than one magazine, just say 50 rounds, that'd be considered an AR, I guess, in that sense, because like it can shoot a lot, that can do a lot of harm. If that makes sense.
Interesting. Yeah. So I know it's confusing because in the U.S. We have people on the left.
That makes sense.
AR doesn't like the AR-15 is the brand is Armalite. We have people on the left. So AR is Armalite rifle. It's AR-15.
That actually sounds cool the way that's said.
So yeah, but so it's cool. But then you have people go, oh, it's an AR means assault rifle. No, it's literally the brand. It's an Armalite rifle, you know.
At least I know that anyway. I never knew that until you said this to me.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't. It's very interesting. It's you know. And a lot of people think that these semi-auto rifles are assault weapons. The propaganda is strong around guns. It's been strong for a long time, you know.
Yeah, even when I play Call of Duty, it's like I'm very surprised it won't say the model of the gun. Like it only says assault rifle on them in the range of guns. So like that's how I picked it up as. It only says assault rifle.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, Call of Duty.
So like that's how I.
Those are assault rifles. Like those are ones that you can do like single, like 3 burst, full auto. Like those are military style guns. We have civilian use Armalite guns, which they have one pull of the trigger is 1 bullet. Armalite sort of.
Yeah. At least I'll know that the next time I visit America. Yeah, for me, I just have a double barrel shotgun as well as a few other things I shouldn't say I have as a standard person.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Oh yeah. But the funny thing is, for you know the way if you have a gun license. For this type of license actually covers a rifle as well as a shotgun license. If you apply it that way. This type of license.
Interesting. Yeah, America, we found new and innovative ways to make guns. Interesting. We have my favorite is my Century Arms. It's like it's like an AR. It's called a bullpup. It's a shotgun that looks and acts like an AR rifle. We have
that's very powerful.
It's basically got like a 30. You can buy it like an extended 30 slug. 30 cartridge, magazine, and so it handles. You said the double barrel shotgun. This is more like a semi-auto shotgun. Double barrel shotgun. This is
like a dream, in other words.
Well, it's. Yeah, I don't know.
Like a dream.
I'm always fascinated about other people's cultures and also about the gun laws because in America people don't they don't realize how good they about the gun laws.
Yeah, you really have a gun, unfortunately.
Yeah,
people actually.
They don't realize
That's why a lot of people now want to go to America to try get their hands on your guns. It's not right. That's why thanks to your lovely Democrats, they're being so generous.
Oh man, well,
it's not right.
Yeah, we got videos to do. It's not good for Democrats over here. They're having a very bad day.
Oh man, well. Oh yeah, they need someone to shine the light on them more.
They are having a very, very bad day. Democrats over here are not happy.
Need someone to shine the light.
They are furious. But anyway,
very bad day.
Yeah, sorry.
Democrats over here are not happy.
Just something to mention. You said about Ireland with a few other things. Yeah, sorry. You know the way with the news agencies and such. You know the way in your case with CNBC and MBS and all them. It's no different in Ireland. They're constantly tweaking the narrative, moderating the videos to make sure they're leaving out subtle words. They've been like that for the last let's see. They started to change in 2016. They changed their tune on the radios. They've been like that for the last let's see. Yeah, and because of that, a lot of people have become more disgusted with the radio station, let alone the media. Just to give you a heads up, like you can see as well, they're a bunch of idiots being paid so much money to talk shite. It's not even funny. You can see as well. I don't even know how the revenue, like, no offense, I'm more surprised how the revenue hasn't hounded people in their positions for the amount of money they should not be getting. No retrospect.
No, you're absolutely right. You're correct. It's crazy how much money they get.
No retrospect.
Absolutely crazy. You're absolutely right. You're correct.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask about Ireland that you're unsure of or would like more intel on?
No, I think that's it, brother. I want to thank you for reaching out and coming on.
Would like more intel.
And I'll give you a discount. Only charge you $500 for that and coming on.
Wow. Here, I'll pay in installments. How's that sound?
Oh, man. You know, it is funny. That is probably one of my favorite jokes because there's so many. There were people that were actually trying to come after my channel and claiming that I charged people. There's so many. I charge people like $1,000 to come on the show, which is my channel claiming that I charge people. You know,
Jeez, that's a lovely thing.
To come on the show. No, it's you know, I've maintained the standard on my show that if I have a conversation with somebody, I'm not going to charge them anything unless they're a pain in the ass. They're like, oh sure, $1,000, but that's only as a deterrent because I don't want to talk to you unless they're a pain in the ass.
Absolutely. Like in fairness, I was just being generous in my offer, just because like maybe you could help someone else, you know. Like
that's all right. But I don't take money like that. Because, like, my audience knows the only way I take donations is that people can afford it, and if they want to donate to support the channel, I don't ever put pressure on somebody or make demands like that. I just think it's wrong. We've been talking about the quartering. His entire existence was doing that, you know, and so I don't want to be that or do that. We've been talking about the quartering.
Hey, Templar, can I just say something? Have you ever heard of a TV program called Father Ted?
Father Ted?
Templar, can I just say something? Have you ever heard of a TV program called Father Ted? You're a Christian, right? Yeah.
Yes. No.
How have you not heard about this in Ireland? You're a Christian.
Father
right?
Ted.
There's Father Jack.
It's the most, you know what it is? Priests got exposed for being pedophiles and others to a degree. It showed all their shady business that goes on behind the scenes. Basically, Father Ted is like a wholesome, lovely priest. Acting like it smokes left, right, and centre. And his
Drop in on the world of Father Ted starting Friday the 21st of April on 4.
And the other is a disaster. Anything he touches. I must say, I'm very surprised you never heard of it. It's out by the Aran Islands in Ireland.
Interesting.
Yeah, but like it's gone off the air a long time because the poor fella Ted that played the actor passed away. But no, it's actually something if you really feel the urge to let loose and give out, you should really watch Father Ted. It really expresses how much frustration the Irish people had back in the day, in a funny sense that you'd like.
Interesting. Where would you watch something like that?
Let's see. Do you want me to get you a link maybe and send it to you in your DM, and you can watch it on YouTube or something?
Sure.
And you can view
let me look it up.
Oh yeah, there's
where to watch
there's like
Father Ted.
Ted.
It says Tubi or Plex. Oh, 1995.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's actually very lovely. You could watch the trailer for it and you'd really find it interesting.
Dermot Morgan, Father Ted, one of 3 Catholic priests who were exiled to a remote Irish island after misdeeds brought them under the scrutiny of the bishop. There, the priests are tended to by neurotic housekeeper Mrs. Doyle.
Oh, let's see. Do you remember the movie Evan Almighty?
I do, yeah.
Do you remember the nagging woman that kept telling him, and Evan kept saying, "No, no, no," scene? Oh God, no! That was Mrs. Doyle in that scene with him. That's why he said that line.
Really? Wow.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
But no, it is a lovely show that you will find very wholesome and might actually really make you relate to how other people view Christianity back in the day when they couldn't express it because of ridicule and such.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, but that's all I really have to share for now anyway.
Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks as well for allowing me to help you understand from another local Joe's point of view on how other people view the bullshit in this world.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, and God bless, and have a wonderful, blessed day.
And you too, Templar. Have a lovely time, and God bless you too.
God bless you. Bye.
See ya. How do we turn this thing off?
I think you just press the phone thing.
Oh, it's the phone.
Yeah, disconnect. Ah, there we go. All right, we got